what semen retention taught me about feminine energy, masculine energy, and why some guys struggle to ever get women to even look at them, guys. Okay. So today I'm just going straight into it. So look, guys, there are some men, there's different types of men. Let's just categorize them in two. Men who absolutely cannot get women to even treat them as if though what they say has any importance. So what does this look like, right? We see a woman walking, you could say an attractive woman, and if the guy tries to talk to her, she will not even look at him. Sometimes the reaction is downright repulsion, right? She will feel repulsed. She will feel disgusted, guys. Sometimes it's nice, fake nice. So deep down, she feels, like this, but she's just being nice to push the guy off. And if he starts speaking, she's thinking and feeling the whole time, I can't wait till this guy shuts his mouth so I can continue going about my day. That's category number one. Whatever people call it, incel, it's not about, it's just whatever. Category number two is the caliber of a man that women step into his presence and they immediately feel safe, drawn, uncomfortable, but not in an unsafe way, in an emotionally challenged way. And they feel submissive to the man. They feel suggestive or suggestible, right? Like very willing to hear him out and just submissive, right? Feminine. So when this guy speaks to her, she might even be intrigued, excited. She might be all sorts of positive reactions that point toward her wanting more of his energy. And then this type of man goes out into the world, and it's not just one, woman. It is very consistent in his treatment from the feminine energy. And here's the thing you guys got to understand. Before anyone pulls out the black pill metrics, which has a lot of truth, there's a bigger thing. There's a bigger reason, guys, okay? And the biggest reason is the law of polarity. The main thing that causes attraction between two, a male and a female, throughout nature, is polarity. Is when you're a man, a heterosexual straight man, okay, and you're next to another man, you don't feel, anything, like you don't feel more hyper masculine. You feel like, that's your buddy, you might, you actually help each other, work together, whatever, but you don't feel hyper masculinized. But when you step next to a feminine woman, all of a sudden you feel extra masculine, and that is what causes the attraction. And then she feels more feminine, more like a woman, they call it, right? So the main function of this nature is to create harmony between the two, because masculine energy and feminine energy work powerful together, and they create everything that could be possibilities. They create more, they do more, they are meant for each other. It's just nature. So the main problem where this happens is the guys that have fragmented masculine energy will have problems with women and the world in general. Any feminine energy, think of feminine energy, anything that is flowy, right? It's chaotic, indecisive, and wants to find a structure or direction to submit to, wants to be led. Think of any feminine energy in the world like that. This could mean your business, your social circle, right? When a man is giving a speech, for example, and a speech of, let's say, 40 people, that is feminine energy. I'm not saying the 40 people are all women. I'm saying that it is a volatile, emotional, it has emotional variety, different people's opinions, 40 different people's emotional, traumatic stories of, they're all different. That cause volatility, no structure. Structure is like this, unless it's an army of men and they're marching, and that's another story about the masculine mix. But 40 different people from all different backgrounds. And a man is going to give a speech, that's feminine energy reacting to his masculine energy. Which is why another way to put what I'm trying to tell you guys is this. When a man steps into a stage and he cannot speak to a crowd of 40 people, let's say on a speaker, basically it's because his masculine energy and in that moment is fragmented. It is not decisive. Trembling in the voice, nervousness, allowing nervousness to take over, zoning out, pausing, low eye contact, feeling small, crunching up, like all of those that is fragmented masculine energy. So when you bring this to a girl, it cannot click. She cannot feel safe. She cannot feel like you're not judging her, right? Because what happens with fragmented, wounded masculine energy is the woman might react because women do, okay? Because women are more emotional. She might judge you at first and be like, when you walk up and you approach her or something, right? A fragmented masculine energy will take that personally and it will follow that. Now that is dictating his frame. And then he'll start feeling judged. A strong, sturdy masculine will observe it with neutrality and just be like, oh, she feels a little bit like that. And he'll continue. And then she will then see that reflective unreactiveness, his lack of reactivity or reaction, right? Just stillness. And that will make her agree. She'll be like, oh, okay, so what he's saying must be important. That it overrides my feeling that I feel like, women's knee-jerk reaction, like get away from me, whatever, when you approach women, right? Like, and then she'll feel your emotional calm and steadiness, and her energy will agree to it. And then that sturdiness guides the interaction. You understand me? And her emotions remain fluctuating because she's a woman. Her chaos or her humor, she might walk up and she might laugh at you. Right? We're talking in the concept of a cold approach. Right? But this just goes with any feminine energy, right? I'm talking everything, but you guys obviously, guys seem to love the whole girl thing. That's why I'm telling you this. So that masculine energy will then guide the interaction, but her emotions will continue to. It's not that she hates you; it's just her emotions. So later, as the interaction goes on, she might throw a dart, an emotional dart, and say, I think that's kind of stupid, or she might react some way that is testing whether what you're saying you truly believe it. Because if a man doesn't believe it, or if a person doesn't believe what they're saying, someone can tell them, hey, I don't believe you, and they'll react to that and be like, okay, maybe what I am saying doesn't make sense. They'll react to it and be like, maybe this person's right, like maybe I should be, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe, but you are the energy that dictates the you. You are your own person. You know you better than anyone knows you. You live in your own life, you live in your own body. So if you come into the presence of a woman or even other people and their opinions of you shakes your own identity, that is not a healed person, right? And this goes beyond anything. So even if the woman is like this goes beyond opinions. If somebody's opinion, guys and girls, right, anyone say you or this, right? Let's say you want to learn how to play the piano genuinely, and you start playing it, and you go to the piano school or whatever, and somebody comes up to you on day 3 and they tell you, hey, I don't think you're fit for this piano stuff. I think it doesn't like fit you well. Maybe you should stop. If you stop, just because now that gets in your head, your energy is not masculine. It's indecisive, and then you stop. A masculine energy in this situation or context would say, okay, I appreciate it. Thank you, bye. And then you would continue playing the piano, learning how to play. And then something else will come to you and say, maybe we should go hang out and let's go. Like your friend might hit you up. You're learning how to play piano. And they'll be like, that's boring. You don't really want to be playing piano all day, right? Let's go out. And then a weak masculine would be like, you know what, man, this guy's right. Maybe I should. And they might try to pull you away from, but a masculine energy will continue. 10 days, still learning. 20 days, still learning. 50 days, still learning. 100 days, still learning. 200 days, still learning. 300 days, still learning. 500 days. You see what I'm saying? So every statement you make that is decisive, it is not truly real of a statement. You don't truly believe it if it doesn't survive test of the external world and the feminine, including your claim that you love someone or your claim that you see yourself as confident or worthy of something, right? You think you're worthy of the gym, right? When you start working out, let's say week 3, you don't see results. That the slowness of muscle growth in of itself is a test of because of the pressure of the external world telling you look like garbage, your physique. But on top of that, you're gonna get looks in the gym, right? You're gonna get people looking at you with doubt. So sometimes the tests aren't like someone coming to you like the whole piano example I gave you, right? Sometimes the tests are not someone directly telling you, I think you should stop working out. Typically, it's indirect. The way people look at you when you're going in the gym, the way your family reacts when you tell them you're gonna eat your diet meal prep today, and it's strong, heavy emotion that they scowl. They're like, why are you going to the gym? That heavy emotion penetrates you in a test if you are still or you're gonna fold and start getting in your head. This is how it starts, right? You have the masculine statement, I will get fit. This is your claim. The tests start coming, people laughing, people judging you inside their head and looking at you. You feel it. And then a weak masculine, wounded, would start, your self-esteem will start memorizing all those looks, and it'll start believing them rather than believing you. Believing your statement that yes, you are fit. When somebody says something backhanded, oh, you're still going to the gym? Is it working? Like, don't 90% of the guys fail? If you grab that and you plant and you let that be a seed of doubt, it grows in your mind. That means that person's energy, you are testing your masculine energy. So this is why repetition and decisive action consistent action of one thing again and again is very helpful to your masculine energy. And semen retention will bring that out in you. And that's what makes women respond to you. You got to understand, humans unconsciously have instincts to submit to authority. Authority in of itself is consistent accuracy. If someone makes things happen every single time they say that it's going to happen, who are you going to trust running the world? That person, or the one that comes in and he says he's going to do something and he never does it? He changes what he wants to do constantly every single day. He changes to something new, chaotic. He goes from, saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to start painting. And then 5 days later, he's like, you know what, I quit. I'm going to start skateboarding. He does that for 2 days and then he gives up. Now I'm going to do, now I'm going to learn how to ride motorcycles. And they always change chaotically and they're never consistent. Or they make promises and they follow none of them. Versus the other guy who every time he makes the promise, the accuracy is there. Every time he makes a claim, this will happen, it happens every single time. That's a dangerous man, because then everything that comes out his mouth, when he says it will happen, there's no going back. He's consistent. So that energy is masculine energy, stability. It's like this. The best way to describe masculine energy is just like this, bro. While the feminine is like this. Masculine, feminine. Masculine. Thank you guys for watching. Do not give up. Stop jerking off, because it will hurt you long term, guys. I'm telling you. Okay? Good luck. Always thank God. Bless the Lord Almighty. Amen. And thank you for watching.